You've heard a lot over the last year from Missouri lawmakers about funding for infrastructure. A big part of that centers around bridges, and there's a good reason. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Heather Lewis.
Good to have you along once again here at 10 this Monday. I'm David Oliver. Take a look at this right here. MoDOT maintains about 10,400 bridges statewide. 900 of those are in poor condition. Here in Southwest Missouri, 200 of our bridges locally are in that poor category. 1,100 bridges statewide have also decayed to the point they now have new lower weight restrictions. In our first report, we told you about MoDOT's inspection process and how new state money will help to pay to rehab and replace several hundred bridges over the next 7 years. As we learned in this Color 10 News investigation, the agency is also now trying a new approach to bridge building in some areas that could cost less and be longer lasting.
Bridge was built where all the water drains out the side and then runs straight down.
MoDOT bridge engineer Matt Geiger is part of a team that inspects about 1,000 bridges each year across Southwest Missouri.
You look at all the foundation elements, you look at your bents and your piers to make sure that there's no movement in them.
With many of our bridges nearing the end of their life expectancy, MoDOT has increased its focus and funding on keeping structures safe.
We're going to do the absolute best we can with the money that's been provided to MoDOT. There's a long list of unfunded needs within the state, and that's why we're driving on bridges like you're looking at in the background.
Lawmakers and Governor Parson passed a plan this year that'll use state general revenue money to help rehab or replace a lot of the aging bridges across the state. Normally, fuel tax money would pay for such work, but those dollars haven't kept up with demand.
Well, I think the fact of it is it's been going on for 22 years. We've kept that fuel tax at the same price we have now for over 2 decades. The reality of it is, MoDOT is doing a better job than what they used to, and they're doing actually more with less.
And this project in Mount Vernon is an example of how the agency may be doing more with less.
It's called I-44 Project Bridge Rebuild.
MoDOT is replacing and rebuilding 18 bridges now along a 30-mile stretch of I-44, and this construction zone represents something new. It's called an arch structure.
It's galvanized steel with footings, etc. And basically this structure takes the place of, again, the 2 bridges that were up on I-44. There are some benefits associated with it with respect to maintenance, safety, and cost.
In terms of maintenance, that will now happen below where the vehicles drive up top. Chapman says that will mean fewer lane closures due to maintenance at this location on the interstate. And Chapman says this new structure is also safer.
Previously, the 2 bridges that were here, they were narrow bridges. They were just over 30 feet wide. There was a higher than normal crash rate here. This opportunity will allow for basically full width pavement structure all the way through there with 10-foot shoulders.
MoDOT will also see a cost savings with this arch design. It costs about 30% less to build than a traditional bridge, and they think this structure should last up to 75 years.
This is going to take them plus or minus 3 months to get this structure completed.
Right now, MoDOT is only using this arch concept in a few areas, but as the agency aims to make ends meet, Chapman says there may be other areas where this approach could help replace an aged-out bad bridge.
There's definitely an opportunity to look at them, and see how they perform, look at the cost savings, the safety, the reduced maintenance.
By the way, folks, that new arch structure we showed you right there in Mount Vernon is now complete and it's open. It's important to note as well. Just because a bridge is rated as poor condition, that doesn't mean it's not safe for us to still drive on. But with more bridges poised to potentially fall into that poor category, the concern continues over how to pay for the replacements and the repairs that are not going away.